which is some motivation, bringing you your weekly dose to carry you through the week, because like we say every week we mean it. We should all be part of someone else's survival guide with having our own individual goals as well as a collective goal of becoming the adult that we needed as children. And one of the best ways to do that is through consistency, because consistency will take you places that motivation alone cannot. Now, something I said, I think during the Q&A portion of this podcast, was about motivation and discipline. You can be the most motivated person in the world, but I am disciplined. We are not the same. There is a huge difference between motivation and discipline. And we have been talking so much over the last few months about breaking generational curses, overcoming generational traumas to pass on generational wealth, prosperity, happiness, wellness, success, and integrity into future generations of our family, so that the trauma and all the negativity and all the bad stuff stops with us, and then we can embrace all the good things and pass on all of those great things, and also along the way embody those things to ultimately become the best versions of ourselves that ever existed, so we can ultimately please our #1 fan, which is the little kid that we used to be, by becoming the adult that we needed as children. Nobody is going to cheer for you harder than the little kid that you used to be, who let go of their childhood for you to grow up. That is a special, special bond. So today's lesson is to remind you that everybody else can be your second biggest fan, but your biggest fan is the little kid that you used to be. And your second biggest fan is most likely a stranger. Believe it or not, is most likely a stranger. And your biggest hater is usually someone that you know. You know, that's why you really have to be selective with who you allow on this journey with you, because not everybody was meant to be on this journey. Not everybody is going to understand your need to become the best version of yourself that ever existed. Not everybody wants to see that growth from you. Not everyone wants to see you succeed. Okay, and the reason why I want to talk today about, you know, your second biggest supporter and second biggest believer is actually someone who you probably didn't even know, and your biggest hater is probably someone that does know you. And there's reasons for that we don't always want to dwell on, we don't always want to think about, because it hurts. It hurts to think that someone that we care about probably hates on us more than we could ever even imagine. Okay, because you're not in control of how other people think, feel, and speak about you. But you have to be okay with knowing that not everybody wants to hear your side of the story. Not everyone wants to see you succeed more than them. And not everyone wants to shine a light on all the good that you are doing. That's why you have to be your own biggest cheerleader, so that you can become what your biggest fan always knew that you could be. And that's becoming the best version of yourself, so you can pass down generational wealth, health, prosperity, happiness, success, integrity, overall wellness. Like, think about how much better the world would be if we all focused on that instead of tearing other people down, right? Not everybody is meant to go on this journey with you. I know it's hard, but like I've told you before, you cannot do epic shizit with basic people. And I've also told you before, some people literally, legitimately, wholeheartedly have a vested interest in your silence. They are used to taking advantage of your lack of boundaries. They don't want to see you create boundaries. They don't want to see you start getting better up here and in here and all through here and all through here. They don't want to see that, because how you are right now suits them. How you are in 1 month, 2 months, 3 months, 5 months, 6 months from now might not. And they don't want to take that chance. But you have to take that chance. You have to take that step, that leap of faith to say, I am worth it. I have survived 100% of my worst days. I am a person who is worth knowing. I am a person who is worth believing in. I am a person who is worth taking a chance on. I am a person who is worth this space that I am taking up in the world. I am a person who is proud to have been born. I am a person who is worth the effort to get to know, to get to love, and to get to work on. The fact that we are alive today, getting an opportunity to work on ourselves, to make our lives better, to make our environments better, to make us all around better, that is a gift. That is a gift to be cherished, because I can tell you from experience, I have had so many friends that aren't with me today because they are gone. They thought they had more tomorrows, and they're not here anymore. And that's not something you can prepare for. It's not something you always see coming. All right, so celebrate the fact that we all have this gift of being able to continue this journey on becoming the adults that we needed as children. Because there are tons of people that went to sleep last night with to-do lists for today that will remain forever unfinished. I've talked about this before, and I've wrote about it before. Buy the flowers now. Do the work on yourself now. Take advantage of this opportunity that your life has given you. The life you're living right now is the direct result of decisions that you made knowingly and unknowingly over the last couple years. That's led you to right now. Now, if you are lucky and you play it smart, the decisions you are making right now are going to dictate the life that you're going to be living just a few short years from now, if you are lucky. So what are you going to do with the time that you have been given on this journey of becoming the best version of yourself that ever existed? What are you doing with this gift? Are you squandering it? Or are you utilizing it to its fullest potential to help you reach your fullest potential? Or are you going to have a to-do list that's going to remain forever unfinished? I don't want to see that for you, but I can't want that for you more than you want it for yourself. Because don't forget, your biggest fan is the little kid that you used to be, who desperately wants to see you become all the things that they always believed that you could be. Your biggest hater is someone you know. And I'm here to tell you that you can overcome that hate. You can overcome that self-doubt if you take advantage of the gift that's being offered to you today, right now, in this moment, while you are watching this podcast and this video on YouTube. You are going to be so surprised at the person you are becoming. You are going to become so much more resilient, so much more confident, so much more consistent and disciplined, and just everything that you maybe questioned if you ever could be. You're already on your way becoming it just by listening to this, okay? In moments of self-doubt, remember that there's somebody else doubting you more than you could ever doubt yourself, just like there's a part of you that is cheering for you more than anybody else ever could cheer for you. Don't let you down. Don't let your biggest fan down. Don't let yourself down. Take advantage of this gift while you have the time that's being given to you. We're never fully in control of that clock. But what we do with the time that we have been given separates us as individuals. Not just our individual goals, but our life's decisions. These decisions are what are going to help you break generational trauma and generational curses and choose healing instead of hurting. Okay? What are you going to do with the time that has been given to you? As I am taping this episode, there is 146 days left of 2023. What are you going to do with that? If you walked 1 mile every single day from now until January 1st, you would have 146 miles walked for your fitness. If you read 1 book a week, do the math. If you saved $1 extra every single day, that's $146 that you can invest into something. What you do with the time that you have been given and the decisions that you make right now are going to dictate how you are going to succeed or live in just a few short years from now, while you have the time to do so. So I'm going to ask you, what are you doing with the time that you have been given? Are you working hard to become the best version of yourself, to become the adult that you needed as a child, to break generational trauma and generational curses, so that while being the best version of yourself and being the adult that you needed as a child, when the time comes for you to expand your family, are you able to say that I am passing down generational wealth, prosperity, happiness, success, and integrity, and overall wellness? If not, then what are you going to do about it to turn that around? All right, everyone, this has been the latest episode of the Talks with Taeler Hendrix podcast, coming to you live every single Tuesday as part of the brand family on russosbrand.com. I hope to see you live on my YouTube channel for different things like Motivation Mondays, Q&As, lessons from a nursing home, and so much more. Don't forget to check out my articles with Fightful.com, as well as this weekly podcast with russosbrand.com. I'll see you next week.